Well, first of all, I loved this film, and Veronica is such a fabulous character. Um, you've gifted us with so many deliciously complex anti-heroes that have truly redefined female villains on screen.
Oh,
Um,
that's a big compliment. Thank
Oh,
you.
it's so true. And throughout the film, you give us these gorgeous glimmers of Veronica's humanity, although her actions continuously contradict any hope for redemption. So I'm curious, can you talk about just creating the tension between the brutality and the pain, which you're just so brilliant at balancing in such unexpected ways?
Oh, that's very nice. What a compliment. Thank you. I mean, I wanted to I wanted to create a villain worthy of this franchise so that the Horsemen had something, complex enough to come up against. I know what my function is in this film. It's to serve villain, I suppose, to serve villain energy, but in a hopefully interesting and fun way. I mean, I think that the twist in the story that I won't, discuss in too much detail now, obviously lent me a backstory for Veronica, which was, meant that I could understand a three-dimensional character. Whether or not anyone will ever feel for that character, probably not. But it meant that that I can feel a hurt in her background that has caused her to want to hurt others as a means of self-protection. So there's that, but then it's also very important that she's vain and shallow to a degree, manipulating the idea of value and worth, to get, to make her diamond company succeed in the market and herself richer. And also it's fun to see somebody lie. I mean, I think all Veronica's values that she purports to have, I don't think she adheres to any of them. And I kind of enjoy, I think there are so many two-faced people in the world who do this all the time. I really enjoy playing that. I said, one of the things I said, I want, Veronica to be someone who champions women. And then we go into that boardroom and there's not a single woman around the room. But I said to the director, I think she should be the kind of person who has all these, women, minors on the walls, women in positions of power. And then we don't see any of them in real life,
Right.
She's that kind of person.
Oh, what a brilliant idea. And it's true. It's the contradiction that is sort of the most evil part of her. And it's such a sad reality that we recognize so many in Veronica. Um, Especially as women, in the entertainment industry or whatever industry. And that was so brilliant. And there was always this gorgeous contradiction between what you were saying in your eyes and what was coming out of your mouth. And I think it was just so fascinating to watch, and I couldn't take my eyes off of you. And it was true. I was like, am I rooting for her? And I was like, no, 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 Meg. Like,
No.
steer your moral compass. But like, it's true. You just gave us such a meaty, like I said, delicious, complex character. It was just so delightful to watch.
Good, thank you. Well, I mean, the films are delightful, aren't they? And they have
Oh my
such a sort of
gosh.
effervescent joy to them. And I just felt I had to serve that quality,
Mhm.
because it's, you're jumping into a franchise and obviously the Horsemen's characters are so well drawn, and they're so appealing and good to watch. You've got to sort of work out where you come in and what sort of pitch you come in at to serve
Yeah.
them the best, really. That was my task. So.
No, yes, and it was a beautiful match. It was a beautiful match. Really quickly, in honor of just magic and movie magic in particular. After starring in so many films and being a part of many different productions, what aspect of filmmaking still feels magical to you?
I mean, there's weird things like the fact that, you've got 500 people, showing up at 7 a.m., in the dark, in the winter. I always think that's kind of magic in its own way. Um, I think the chaos that you can witness until, the cameras start rolling, and then suddenly there's this intensity of focus, and everybody doing their part, everybody watching the thing that they're responsible for. I find that team effort magical. And then I think there are those moments where you're filming, still in a far-flung location, which, I often think, is this the last time I get to do this? Is Mother Nature going to cooperate or not? It's that thing where you're leaving, you're hoping for a dawn, and everybody's got up to shoot the dawn, and you don't know whether it's going to be spectacular or if it's going to be kind of a half-assed dawn, and you just have to take the risk. And when I was making The Wheel of Time, we took a tremendous risk in Morocco, in this very, very distant, difficult to reach location in Dakhla, which is right at the southernmost tip of Morocco. And 2 days a month, there's a white sand dune in the middle of the sea, and 2 days a month, the tide completely surrounds the dune. But it happens 2 days a month if you're lucky, and possibly that month it won't happen. And we took a risk that it would happen, and we got it. And there are moments like that where, the exuberance and the cheer when it happens, and you've made it, and you've shot it, and you've got it on film. That's magic.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, thank you so much. I could talk to you forever, but that's my time. Congratulations.
Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah, I know. They're so short. They're too short.
So short.
Thank you, Rosamund. This
Okay.
was lovely. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.